Hey, it's Chris Chico, and in this video, I want to share with you how I went from making $15,000 a year to making over $1 million a year and more, the different shifts in mindset and my transition points, so then that way you can understand what it would take for you to go from making $15,000 to $20,000 a year, maybe that's what you're doing right now because you have a full-time job, to being involved in an opportunity that allows you to create whatever income you want. I never came from a lot of money. I was born in the island of Puerto Rico, came here to the US, living on welfare and food stamps. I ended up going to college, getting a degree in accounting and finance that I never used. And in the end, just kind of stumbled my way to getting to where I am today. And my hope for me is that I can shortcut that process, because if I would have been able to do that, then I would have been able to have the success that I have right now, but maybe have it 10 years or maybe 15 years sooner. And that's what I want for you. So when I was making $15,000 a year, that first stage is what I call the trading time for dollars. That's what I was doing. I was working a part-time job, making money per hour in an environment that really had no other possibilities other than me continuing to work, maybe getting a full-time position at that company. I could have easily been stuck there 10 years later and not have gotten anywhere. Maybe you are at that stage right now where you are trading time for dollars, and it's perfectly okay, because again, I've been there too. The most important thing about this stage is to understand the limit that this stage has on you, both financially and mentally. You have to understand that you're limited, that if you ever want to achieve any sort of significant income, you have got to start thinking of a way out of there. That's number one. Number two is that you have to be mindful that it's very easy for you to be stuck there and to have 5 years, 10 years pass, and they pass by quickly. And then you'll think to yourself, wow, I can't believe that I've been in this job for 10 years and I've not gotten anywhere. That's the most critical part of the stage. And that's what I felt. I felt, man, I got to get out of this place because I ain't going nowhere. The next stage in transitioning from the trading time for dollars is finding the right opportunity for you. Now, this is really important because at the end of the day, you have to find something that you find interesting, that you know that there's possibility for you to make significant amounts of money, and that it is within your reach. Let's say that you thought that you could make tremendous amount of money by becoming an astronaut, but yet the amount of time, energy, and effort required to go through school and the possibility of you becoming an astronaut and being able to go on the space shuttle is very small. And I don't even know how much astronauts make, but you get what I'm saying. Now, for me, I did a lot of different businesses, and eventually I settled on real estate. As a real estate agent, I hardly made any money. I suffered tremendously financially. In fact, I had my car repossessed. I always remember the person showing up, and I knew that my payments were behind. They knocked on my door and they said, hey, we got to take the car. And I kind of knew it. I had to call my manager at the time at my real estate office and tell him, hey, I'm not going to be coming in for a while because I got no car. And it's very difficult to do the real estate business without a car. Now, the way that I made real estate work was that inside of the opportunity of real estate, I ended up finding my own unique opportunity that allowed me to work in the way that I work best. So as an agent, you have to be that sales personality of going out and just getting in front of people and just going for it. And I was never that person. I was the kind of person that I spent a tremendous amount of time in my computer system, managing my leads, tinkering with this, tinkering with that, and I would never call anybody. So not a good recipe for success. What ended up being is that I got an opportunity to be an REO agent, which is a real estate agent that helps banks sell their properties. That opportunity was more procedural in nature. And so then I was able to take my talents and capabilities and put a system in place that I could manage all the complexity associated with helping the banks take care and of selling all of their properties. And with that, that's when I made my first six-figure year. So I made $100,000, never made any more than just $20,000 or $30,000 a year, jumped to 100, because I was able to find the right opportunity and also figure out my best way of operating in that opportunity. So stage two, from moving from the trading time for dollars, is to, you got to figure out the best opportunity for you and the best way for you to operate inside of that opportunity to take advantage of what it can do for you. The next stage for me was when I went from making $100,000 a year to making over $450,000, $500,000 a year. And so that stage is what I call opportunity expansion. So what was that for me? I was a real estate agent selling properties for the banks. And I had an investor that was buying a lot of my deals. And eventually him and I became friends, and he said, hey, why don't you come work for me and I'll teach you this other side of the business, which is the real estate wholesaling. So then the opportunity expansion for me came that rather than me just staying with being an agent, I then expanded my horizons, and then I started to do the real estate wholesaling. That's the first layer. The second layer of the opportunity expansion was that I realized that I had hit a roadblock in that business when I came up with the same problem that I had with the real estate business, which was real estate wholesaling is a people business where you're going out and you're having to talk to prospects, and you have to be, going after it. And so again, keeping in mind that I was more procedural in my kind of way that I like to work. So what I ended up doing is I ended up getting other people underneath my umbrella of opportunity, and they were the ones that were dealing with talking with the property owners and putting the properties on the contract. And then I was then working in the background, laying out all the systems and the marketing and everything else. So again, the transition point between making $100,000 to $400,000 was taking my existing opportunity, expanding on it through the use of focusing on my genius zone and getting other people involved. Keep in mind is that I'm still staying with real estate. I'm not going out and chasing out anything else. And that's really important because a lot of people jump from thing to thing. And you got to really find that one thing that you can sink your teeth in and really focus on that to make it work. So the way that I got from making $450,000 a year to making over $1 million a year in my business was by compounding my opportunity. By the way, if you're finding this video helpful, if it's helping you understand the different shifts and it's really helpful to you, go ahead and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that way you can be notified of future videos. Hit the notification bell so that as soon as I make a video, then you'll be notified. But make a comment and let me know what you're getting out of this video. So opportunity compounding is where I took my existing opportunity of wholesaling real estate and everything that I created, and then I created another business that complemented that other business. I've got other people that are asking me, Chico, can you just teach me a little bit of what you do and how you're doing it? And so what I ended up doing is that then creating another business that allowed me to teach others what I do. And then now that created the opportunity of making more money. The most important thing about this is that I never left real estate. I didn't go out and chase another completely different opportunity that would require me to start from scratch, to learn another industry. So each and every time, I just stacked my wins on top of my previous win to then continue to increase the opportunity and income that I have available to me. And so that is how I went from making $15,000 a year to making over $1 million a year. So I want to know from you how you can apply this in what you're doing. If it's in real estate, where is it that right now you feel that you're missing the mark? Based on my story, if you want to get to making $1 million a year or more, where is it that you need help with? And most importantly, let me know how I can help you. By the way, if you are interested in learning the wholesaling real estate business, there's going to be a video here or there that'll pop up that you can watch, and it will explain to you everything how the business works and how we do it virtually. And maybe perhaps you can also follow the same path I followed.